Why don't they get together in solidarity and refuse to pay business rates? Why don't they do that? Business rates, I think business rates are the heaviest of all the expenses that have to be met every month by businesses right across cities and towns and what have you. Why don't they come together and say, no, we're not paying the local authority these insanely exorbitant business rates? There is great security and solidarity in numbers. They're crippling. Now, if you're new to the programme, you might not be new. If you believe, as I do, that there is a very nefarious agenda for humanity, one of the things that they want to do is to disconnect people from one another. They've been doing this for many years, and they've been doing it in many ways, identity politics, but they certainly don't want us congregating. And I won't go into it because I've said it too many times before. Pubs are very important in communities. You ask people, even people who don't drink, teetotalers, ask them. Ask your next door neighbour if he or she is a Muslim and has been around for a few years. You know, if they're second or third generation, they'll tell you pubs very important for so many reasons. And they're squeezing them to the point of extinction. And Kerridge is talking there with a real sense of alarm. There's nothing he can do. He's saying basically that most institutions in the country, most hotels, maybe not hotels, most restaurants and bars are basically working just to try and break even.
There'll be places that are going, can we afford to run at a loss for the next year or two? Can we afford to keep going? Do we just have to shut? How do we reevaluate our business? And the problem is, the moment you start going backwards and you start going right from a 7-day week to a 5-day week, the moment you start taking revenues down, the moment you start stripping, your core values of what you operated at in the first place, for what you have your customer base, starts disappearing.
I'd love to have interviewed Tom Kerridge. I think he's probably a nice fella. He comes across as fairly decent when he's on television. I'd have loved to have asked him, why do you congratulate the furlough scheme? They ruined your fucking businesses, Tom. They told you to close because we were in the grip of a deadly pandemic when we were not. They borrowed billions that has to be paid back, by the way, right? From the Treasury. The Treasury borrowed billions from the Bank of England and bonds in order to pay people not to go to work. How can you say they helped you out back then? They didn't. They hammered the nails into the coffin of hospitality. I don't understand it. And I say again, it maddens me that people in hospitality don't say, we shouldn't have to pay these. These are what they're doing to people in this fucking country is what royal families did 500 years ago, imposing taxes on people whenever they fucking felt like it. That's what royalty did, those bastards, and fucked people and took their homes. That's what kings did and queens of yore. And we have a democracy now. No, you don't. You have local authorities saying we can charge you whatever we like. We can increase your business rates by 11%. Fuck you and your employees if you can't make it. Stand up to these tyrants, people. I mean, I would. And I'm no bullshitter. I would. The least I'd be doing now if I owned a pub, and I used to be in the pub business, the least I'd be doing is at least trying to form some sort of union. You know, I'm sure there are many hospitality unions and all of the rest of it, but a union to say, no, in this city, we live in Salford. Us as businesses in Salford together are going to tell the local authority to go and fuck themselves. And I dare you to send somebody down to try and shut me down. We're not paying your fucking rates anymore. But they don't. They go on telly and they say, we're lucky for breaking even, and I believe them. I speak regularly enough to the manager of a pub in Media City. You can probably guess which one. They're hanging on by a thread. By a thread. Because the rates are exorbitant. Everything is going up. The product they're buying in is going up. They have to keep passing the expenses, their new and rapidly increasing expenses, they have to pass them on to the customer. It is unsustainable. Is there anything more British or more Irish than your local? Where you get away from your fucking house and all the stress of work and everything else. You get away and sit down and have a pint. Most people don't get pissed. They just have a pint or two, maybe a bit of lunch if you can afford it. And you're outside and breathe, and you are in the company of other people. You are exchanging energy with them. You are chatting away with them, and it is lovely. And they're coming for that, and they have been for years. It is 19 and a half minutes to the top of the hour. Kevin Barrett will be on the programme.